Hi everyone, we're getting right into it today regarding what the cards have to tell us. I hope that you're doing well. I've been more active for the first time, I think, ever on TikTok than I have been on YouTube. So if by chance there was, I don't know, maybe there is any answers you're seeking, more of, or if by chance you had just been seeking specifically for my work during this time, I was more available there. So the opening cards we have are the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor. This is very, very interesting. This is this is such a simple, direct, almost kind of specific message, but also possibly not, because there's a lot of women, feminine energies in the collective, who are looking to be taken care of. Specifically that, like, I'm getting the frequency of somebody who is generally very soft-natured, but has had to show up in the world in a very opposite way to learn how to cope. Like in response to the world's hardness, she felt she had to become hard, or they. This is not gender specific, but I felt very she. Felt to lean into the she. You had to harden up, and it may or may not be getting to a point where you feel like you're now sacrificing soft parts of yourself in order to be able to adequately show up. And then an actual masculine, or a representation of a way for your softness to be nurtured, arrives into your life, whether through a huge money increase, like a big money bonus that allows you to relax a little more or spend a little more time in your space, or an actual man comes, and this is the frequency that made me giggle at first, is somebody's dreams of becoming a housewife coming true. Very specific. And it's funny to mention because of how discouraged that, how very aggressively that, to how aggressively discouraged that is on the other side of this. Like there's a group of people who are admitting to their ways of being able to show up in the world and know that their optimum level is when they are stay-at-homes. So they know they need to partner up with somebody who understands that about the way that they work. It's nothing about wanting to be dependent or wanting to evade responsibility or whatever else. They really just understand that they don't function fully, that their best is when they're taken care of. And I've seen plenty of women who have admitted to that, and the universe answered, And then there's the other side that says, that warns against that, pointing to the dangers of relying on others, and more specifically relying on men, and how that can put you in a violently vulnerable state that can just be avoided if you, in essence, take responsibility for all of your luxuries entirely, This to me is also the cards of I don't know, I keep getting this image of a power couple, and a couple where those energies, the energies between them are balanced, where you kind of can't really tell who wears the pants. They know I'm getting now the image of a very comfortable, esteemed, respectable home. Maybe that's something you're trying to build with someone, or an opportunity you're able to do for yourself, to create for yourself. Now I'm getting somebody getting a job opportunity that allows them to get their own home and do things for themselves. more than what they were able to in a previous phase of their life or when they didn't have this job. I'm getting that it happens very quickly, and I'm getting that it's a rise from some previous sense of like burdenment from the Eight of Rods and the Speed and the Ten of Swords. This is the sense that I was feeling into when describing this, that I'm getting the sense of a soft heart and a hardened exterior because of the way the world is, but the heart is still very, very soft and seems to be yearning like tenderness, not tenderness, not tenderness per se, tenderness in the form of like a nice environment, I'm getting a longing to be in more beautiful spaces. And you'll be surprised how beautiful spaces and even color psychology, how all of that influences our emotions. If you're not aware of it, then maybe that's something that you should be looking into. I'm also getting the suggestion, if you are feeling exhausted, Ten of Swords speaks of being at the lowest point of your cycle. If that's something that resonates, then a way of taking control of the way that you feel and of being more directive, I don't know, being able to direct your energy more, because that may be helpful in getting out of like a low phase. Direct your energy into creating a beautiful space for yourself, maybe even into making yourself beautiful. Get into like getting your nails done, your hair done, again, not gender specific, new clothes if you can. Yeah, I'm getting the need to like do your home or do your surroundings, whatever space you find yourself in. Whatever space you find yourself in, most times try to do it up a little. Like I have now, since Christmas, I've been reading with this really beautiful plant that is also my favorite color. And it's just so nice to look at. If you find that I look up often, it's likely that or even looking that way, I'm either looking at a plant in front of me or the trees outside. It's always so nice, so grounding, makes me feel good. That may be something that makes you feel good too, just to look at things that look nice. It does make a huge difference in your vibe. It's like we're Sims and you get extra points when you're in a nice space. That's literally what it is. Let me shuffle for one more card. I love how quickly these messages are coming out. Oh, right. The Three of Swords wants to make an appearance. And then we have the Sun, which is falling out sideways. I'm going to say that it's upright. Yeah, it's upright. So we have the Sun and the Three of Rods as the closing. I don't know if I said Three of Swords or Three of Rods that time, but just so you know, the Three of Rods was beneath the Three of Swords. So yeah, again, rock bottom vibe. We also have, the Knights of Rods beneath the deck, which speaks of like someone who's hopeful in a world that is a bit barren or dry, or where it's difficult to see hope and beauty, but you're making the beauty out of it, This is tending to the inner child, and this is a creative sense of connection with the intuition and an ability. To me, it's like, it's almost like the sensation that you would have when choosing to become a parent, or when choosing to create something, when choosing to take on responsibility. A self-realizing of how much power you have is also what I'm getting from this, which is amazing. How much power you have. Yes. So maybe if it is that you do take the advice of updoing your home, you also have, flowers. So actually get some flowers. Start buying yourself a bouquet of flowers, or on a walk, pick pretty flowers and then just put them in a glass. And as you do that, do that with the intention of taking note say it in your mind, I am doing this to take control of the way that I feel. I am trying to make of my reality. This is also the card of romanticism to me, idealism. So this is a change in perspective to me, an assertive change in perspective, and someone who insists on a better life for themselves, who takes control of that regardless of the resources they have. The Queen of Discs is also good with making do with what she has. And with these two cards here, it's giving that too. That somebody is trying the best with what they have, and they will succeed in it. If you are doing whatever efforts you are putting into your journey right now, especially if it's that of a creative sense where you're doing something with your own inspiration and motivation, even if it's something as simple as creating an account, like a social media account, or you're trying to show up differently. But now as I put down the deck, the Three of Swords kind of like dropped out. So this may be someone who's trying to get creative about feeling through heartbreak. Maybe you're going through, you're watching this reading at a time when you are processing heartbreak or something very painful. But of course, that was an auxiliary energy that I guess wanted to make its way through. But the center of this here is, to me, giving a sense of healing through your own doing, through realizing your power. And this may also come through someone who shows it to you and tells you, verbalizes and says, you are a very powerful person. Now I'm getting somebody who gives you an opportunity because they believe in you. I love that. They just believe in you. So they give you an opportunity to upgrade your life, or someone who offers you a job. Yeah, a material upgrade offered to you for your value, not just for your value. Yeah, just for your ability to be able to alchemize things. I'm getting the frequency of someone who really loves good taste. You know that archetype of the rich man who finds the wife who is really resourceful. She knows how to design. She takes care of the home. She sorts out the school fees and stuff. She has access to the account. She holds the cards. He just earns the money and makes sure the cards are full. Yeah. So the way that wife, that woman, that feminine feels, the way that a feminine energy feels when it is say empowered and valued, not just like nurtured or like coddled or babied in a way. A feminine energy that is very like, you can do this, you've got this. Show me how you work, show me where your mind is, show me your ideas. A woman in a boardroom full of men, a woman in a room or group full of men, a circle full of masculine energies, and all the masculine energies are glued to everything she's saying. That's so random. But they trust her because they trust her. Yeah. Now I'm getting individual people in my head. And I'm remembering that I'm reading for like anybody, not just for my locals. I think that's actually all in terms of what I'm interpreting. Maybe I can read some interpretations. Let's see which card stands out to me. I feel called to read the Queen of Discs because that is, her energy honestly is foreign to me outside of someone who is in a home. And I know that as the Queen of Discs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, earth sign energy in women, they're always, all the women, the earth sign women that I've seen and witnessed, they hate that archetype. They hate the idea of staying at home and being a housewife. So, there's obviously lots of nuance here that I have missed. The interpretation here says, a natural beautifier. She loves comfort and her home. Often very beautiful. She's ambitious, competent, and energetic. She is highly skilled in most practical situations, especially to do with home or business. She makes things happen. So yeah, making things happen. This is the energy of someone making things happen. I'm very specifically also getting the frequency of a woman starting a business or something, starting her own journey and being very successful at it. Yeah, these two together is giving earth sign, a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So if I'm reading for you and you've just started something, then congratulations, because it's going to be amazing. And you've started something very great that has very long life. And if you're considering it, you have it in your heart, start it as soon as possible. I'm also getting Aries. So if you are an Aries, this is Aries to me as well. Very Aries, charged. Yes, 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 let's go, let's do it. Don't think twice, just do it and see what happens. Very exciting. And with the Eight of Rods, the way it appeared earlier, this is so fast paced. This is like so much bursting energy. So much energy in these cards. So much energy in life. I'm always talking about energy. But it's like real. It's real. It's real. Now I feel called to touch on the Three of Rods and then close it off at that. I feel like that's a very central thing because it shows what this is the energy of what can be done. This is the energy of the practical next steps from when you watch this reading. Like a what to do next, how to apply. Maybe I can go into deeper detail and read like the previous paragraphs that are available. So the title of the descriptive paragraph that's above the interpretation of this card, it says the Philosopher's Stone, and that this card speaks of the artist, musician, poet, or inspired scientist or inventor. So again, lots of creative potential sitting inside of you right now in whatever it is that you do. Even if you hear any of these words and you think, I'm not good at any of that, you have potential. So you have to start as soon as possible to get good. And you will get good. And you'll be so good and graceful. I'm getting the image of somebody who is like suited. You know those people who become famous and you see the way they handle themselves and it's like they were made for it. It's like they always knew somewhere in them that they'd be famous. Yeah. When you arrive to the point, you have to start firstly. And then when you do arrive to that point, you'll realize how easy it was, how made for it you are, no doubts, just do. I'm going to read like just sentences and things that jump out to me. There's a line here that says, an idea that comes to you in a dream or as you doodle. So that may be important. And then the closing line says, it could be the gift of life, love, and inner vision. Forged from both sorrow and joy, it can offer you a doorway to the universe. And with the presence of the Three of Swords, I'm getting that very unfortunate, potentially annoying line, depending on whenever it is, whatever phase of your healing you're hearing this, that your pain is valuable and your pain is your teacher, and you're supposed, you something about all the pain and trauma that you've been through is going to be your greatest blessing or is your greatest blessing, that stuff. I'm getting that stuff is relevant for you at this time. The interpretation of this card is, like I mentioned, artist, writer, inventor, dreamer, scientist, or visionary. Inspired gifts that need expression. Creative possibilities opening up, connecting to the different dimensions of existence. A gift freely given, talent. A gift freely given is beautiful. I love that. So I'm getting that like you may be overcome with like a deep sense of inspiration where you feel really, really excited. Use that energy, run with it, do something even more exciting. Do something to kind of like sustain that exciting energy. So when it overcomes you, I'm feeling that what could help, like I'm seeing someone move things in a room and put things in different places. Moving my bed in my bedroom does that for me. When I'm feeling overcome with this energy, I just decide to shift my room around. And it always feels so good. And I have the energy to do it. And by the end, I feel so satisfied in my new space. And so I'm getting something like that here. And I'm also getting the general need to just decorate your space more or do something different with it. You will be so surprised by how inspired you feel after. I'm getting that there needs to be an energy moving in your space or in your being. So maybe If you're into it, maybe you could like join a running club and see what comes of that. I'm getting like physical exertion in a group. Hot sauna classes, if you're into that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like all the things that I'm getting are things that you can do that involve beauty. Maybe if you were into flower arrangements and flower arranging classes, if you can do that, attend a class, that'd be so cool. I'd love to do that. Oh my God. I'd love to do that. Or clay workshops. Yeah, these are all random things that I think like that I'm saying can sustain an exciting energy that's clearly going to be gifted to you very soon. And it's gonna whoosh. You're gonna feel it really from your center, from in out. It's gonna be really exciting. You're gonna feel like you want to do a lot of stuff, and you should. You should do a lot of stuff. And please don't let any inner voice, as I mentioned earlier, about wanting to be good, needing to be a certain level. Don't worry about all of that. Just do it. Just do the thing that you feel like doing. Lots of energy. And an equal parts play and rest. Notice how I did not say work. Because this is an enjoyment. This is a deep enjoyment of what you're doing, so much so that it really genuinely doesn't feel like work. Genuinely. You're just following your calling, doing what you feel like doing, vibing out. And exercising your divine will. This is a divine exercising of free will. And a soft application of it, like so neatly done. I'm also getting the frequency of a single mom who really knows how to hold it together. So shout out to you if that's something that you resonate with. Genuinely, shout out to you. Oh my God. The single moms that are like working jobs while being able to, working jobs and able to sustain that energy, to be able to give it to their child as well and love their child all the same, not letting any of their internal pressures or, senses of loneliness and being overworked, like show on the skin, doing it with grace, exercising your will with grace. It's very beautiful. This is a very extremely intensely beautiful person. So if you don't have a TikTok account by now and you're not like doing something with your beauty, this is the beauty of somebody to me who just a Leo as well. You just pull people. Like, sorry, people like to look at you. Sorry. Like, it's just nice if you find like people look at you, or if you find you get a lot of stares, then yeah. And you don't even have to like be physically beautiful. This feels like energy. People just like to look at you. People just, you just do this to people. Beyond, they don't get it, but it's like, what? When you walk in the room, it's really like, what, huh? For people. They don't even know what they're watching. They just, whoa. It's wonderful. I love this. And if this isn't something that you resonate with and you're watching, then trust that it's going to happen for you. I also think this is a matter of energy. I think this can happen for anyone. I think anyone's capable of like doing whatever to a room and pulling people in or repelling or whatever. I think it's all really dependent on your ability to stay connected and authentic and truthful, And these two cards together is giving a very connected, truthful, authentic assertion and existence, which is like such a shining, like a really powerful, powerful person. Yeah, now I can't unsee the Leo-ness of the reading. So if I am reading for a Leo, or you should take note of the Leos in your life. Leos really know how to shine and be charming and stuff. They have their shadows, but look to the lights of them, that may be helpful in guiding you towards who you want to be or towards who you might want to change into. I think that's all I'm going to offer for this reading. Oh, sorry, beneath the Knight of Rods, you have the Ten of Rods. And that is drawing me because it's like a deviation. It's like the nail in the wheel, you know, or the antagonist of our story. This card speaks of making mountains of molehills, paranoia, seeing oppression where none exists, a sense of injustice, inferiority, or hardship, burdens, possibly self-generated, unjust government. Interesting. Interesting. Wow, I don't know why I read. Oh, okay. Ugh, just keep doing you. That's what I've got. If that resonated in any way, keep doing you. I don't know why I read that, but that was for somebody, and I hope that was helpful. And that's where I'm going to close off the reading in general. I really hope this energy was helpful. Really, really lovely energy. Really, really nice. I believe I'm very grateful, first and foremost, for the energy that you give. And even if you've watched this far and this reading didn't resonate with you, I was going to mention, I believe that I believe in our ability to manifest. I really do, and pull in realities and kind of insert little like files in the journey cabinets of our life. And what I also hope with the readings that I do is that even if you don't resonate and you're watching, and because I know there are some people who just fuck with my vibe and they just watch because, you know, they just fuck with my vibe. And I know this because there are people who I watch whose vibe I just fuck with. I don't really listen to, like, I don't catch on to everything, every single thing they say. I just really love their vibe. If that's the case, then what I really hope and intend, and I think this will be the first time I'm saying this in my readings, that I intend on what I say, because I always try to as well be very uplifting and real in what I deliver, no fluff, and I try to be as close to what I perceive as real as possible so that we can manifest and fill in the gaps. You know, we can start being better at like energy manipulation. My readings are offered as that, as a tool for energy manipulation, so that if there's anything uplifting and positive I say that maybe doesn't resonate, you also have the option to kind of just slot it in your journey cabinet and like embody it in a way. And you know how most tarot readers, they go, if you agree and you affirm it, type 222. That's kind of what I'm doing very naturally when I deliver readings. If you're watching this, it means that some level of you is affirming it. And so any good that I ever read on is very naturally affirmed. So hopefully if you maybe didn't resonate with any of what the fuck I just said, I hope that the goodness and the joy and the thickness that comes from what these cards have said settles in. And any other reading that I ever do, I hope any good and real that I offer in that sits in you and allows you to awaken more into yourself and open up to all the possibilities and ways in which you can live and bring about changes in your own life just by intending on it and holding it in your heart and in your mind sometimes. But it's all from your heart, really. And yeah, it works in a really cool machine-like way. Anyway, I'm getting the sense that you'll learn that. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next reading.